Okay, so I literally just finished watching the first 3 episodes of Arcane Season 2. I know a lot of people wanted me to upload my reactions to it. Obviously, I am not a League of Legends YouTuber. I don't play League of Legends. I did literally one video reacting to League of Legends cinematics in the past, and then I also just uploaded a music video for Mbessa's Blood, Sweat, and Tears champion theme, simply due to the fact that I just finished watching Arcane Season 2, and everybody was recommending that I watch it. But otherwise, I don't really have a lot of experience with this franchise. However, I adored Arcane Season 1. I actually recorded reactions for the last few episodes of that first season, but a lot of those reactions got deleted when my channel got hacked. And on top of all of that, I didn't record reactions for the first few episodes because I was watching it with Reagan, and to be completely honest, I was not really immediately hooked to those first 3 episodes, especially not in the same way that these first 3 episodes of Season 2 have grabbed me. But man, I jumped back into it today on stream, and I absolutely remembered why I ended up loving the show so much, specifically on a rewatch too, because again, I am not familiar with the characters of League of Legends or the world of League of Legends, but every single one of the main characters ended up gripping me upon my rewatch of Season 1, and immediately I was enamored with them again in Season 2. The first thing I gotta mention though, and this is gonna be a little bit of a rambling and ranting, excited kind of review video today. I didn't write any script. I literally just finished watching it on stream, so excuse me if it's a little more stream of conscious than normal, but there's just so much that I'm excited to talk about and so much that I wanna highlight with the show. But the very first thing that I wanna highlight is just how good the pacing is for these first 3 episodes in terms of reveals, in terms of fan service, in terms of giving things to people who are not fans of the game but have wanted to get back into the show, and maybe obviously it's been a couple years, we might have forgotten a couple things. I watched that little 4-minute recap. I was immediately caught back up to everything. It was awesome seeing all my favorite characters again, but the animation, bro, the animation in Season 2 so far is absolutely unreal. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the official numbers are for the budget of this show, but I have heard rumblings that apparently each episode had the budget of like a full season of anime. Essentially, I saw somebody say on Twitter that one episode was produced for the same amount of money that the entire last season of Jujutsu Kaisen was, and you could see it on screen. You could very clearly see where the budget went. First off, in terms of the animation, like the fact that they use so many different styles of animation in this show. I feel like that first season absolutely experimented with different animation styles as well, but not to this extent this early on. I feel like the fight sequences in every single episode, the transitions that they use, and how they utilize the different styles of animation to transition into other things. Like the one big thing I'm thinking of is that 2v2 fight during the 3rd episode that swaps between like Jace's point of view with whatever that like Nexus thing is that Heimerdinger and Echo are finding, and then the actual fight with Jinx and with Vi and Savika and Caitlyn. Bro, every moment of that was like a portrait. That's something that I would hang on my wall. The fight in the 2nd episode with Savika using Jinx's like gauntlet arms and just destroying that poor little wombat dude, like, oh my god, man. Insane. Absolutely insane. And then you pair that with the way that they did the 2D sort of like gaseous animation of the gray, like, and then all this stuff with Caitlyn and Vi. Like, I know people are going to be thrilled that they finally paired them up officially, only to have the end of that 3rd episode be where Caitlyn basically is like, look, I was still going to take her out. I know the kid was standing right there protecting her, but we said that this is the time, right? Jinx has been doing bad things. We gotta do it. I gotta pull the trigger. I can't take a chance again. And Vi's like, but there was a kid there. She's like, I wouldn't have missed. Like, bro, so many good lines. And the way they pair with this incredible animation and this incredible dialogue, the music, dude, the music in every single sequence during these first 3 episodes was peak. There's no other way around it. Like, the music was so good. And the way it was paired and synced with the actual animation. Again, I literally just watched the Blood, Sweat, and Tears music video for Mbessa. And speaking of Mbessa, we're gonna get to there later. My ADHD brain is going all over the place, but oh my gosh, dude. That twist at the end with Mbessa and all the stuff going on, like with that witches cult, the Black Rose stuff, like now we're gonna have this new faction involved in this war, like, oh, and what's going on with her, and like, I watched that Blood, Sweat, and Tears music video because my chat told me to watch it, and now the theorist in me, the One Piece theorist in me, like the person who normally does theory videos for One Piece but doesn't do theory videos for League of Legends, is like, what the heck is going on then with Mel and her brother? Because they said that whole thing with like her brother and now her mom apparently did something, because you see in the music video, like the little fetus, did she give up the life of her brother or something to become the powerful matriarch of war that she is? And then like, Mel is also a spy? Like, what is going on with the stuff with Mel? Mel's talking to the Shimmer spy lady during the dress rehearsal with that choir. And then there's like all the stuff that's going on with the council and all, oh my gosh, that council sequence, the council sequence where they actually take the vote in the bombed out meeting room. And you get that portion where they're like 2-1. And then at the very end of it, they're like, look, we're not going to use any of the hex tech though. 2-1, passing it back. So good. The characterization this series, I also think, is incredible. I said this series, I misspoke. This season, the characterization is like unreal. The stuff that they're doing with Caitlyn and like setting up her motivations, and then also setting up the stuff with Vi, and obviously Vi wondering whether or not she's actually going to join and take on the mantle and the badge and work with Caitlyn. And then you get the introduction of those other new characters that find her drinking on the street with the new tank character as well, only to have that moment when they're at the memorial service with the 3 statues, and then the Undercity comes up, and then you get that amazing fight sequence with the chainsaw lady and the giant tank dude. And then again, when you rewatch that first episode, knowing the twist about Mbessa and how crazy that is, because during that first episode, you can go and watch my reactions if you remember here on the YouTube channel, but like during that first episode, I was losing my mind when that chainsaw lady got within inches of Jace and she goes, oh, like zooms the thing over, and Jace is almost killed. And then you get that moment where off screen, right, she gets knocked away, but then off screen, it cuts to Mbessa and she's already like sliding her corpse off of the sword. Bro, it was so good. It was so good. And again, like, I forgot how well choreographed this show is. Again, I remember the story being good and being gripped with the characters. Again, even though I have no familiarity with the characters because I don't play League, I still liked the characters for who they were within Arcane. But bro, the action this time around is unreal. Even like with these side characters, and it's, oh my gosh, that reminds me of another thing too. The stuff with Viktor. What is going on with Viktor? He was in that like Nexus core thing, and now all of a sudden, right, he's coming out of it and he's acting like he's Viktor Al-Gaib. This man is like healing people and is the savior now of the people within this Undercity. And like, I'm assuming that has something to do with the thing that we were seeing with Jace at the end of season, I keep saying season 3. I'm misspeaking because I'm too excited. At the end of episode 3, right? At the end of episode 3, with that wild Nexus thing, I'm assuming Viktor's powers have something to do with that. That is all Unchained. I also keep calling it a wild Nexus. It's a wild rune. And then the Viktor stuff with Jace, right? Where you get that moment with them in the laboratory where Viktor comes back to life and he's like, wait a minute, I was supposed to have died. We told Sky we weren't gonna do this. And then they end up going their separate ways. But I loved the fact that Viktor wasn't like, oh my gosh, why did you save me? There's no way you should have saved me. He just said, oh my gosh. He comes to the realization that he should have died. But it's not like he's angry at Jace for saving his life or like upset that he saved his life. I feel like that's a trope you see all the time where there's a character that's ungrateful for the fact that they were brought back to life. And that's not really what I was getting from Viktor. It was more of like, I'm an abomination. I shouldn't be here. Clearly our paths are diverging, Jace. I'm sorry, but I gotta get out of here. And then now, like I said, there's something going on with like the religious imagery. Oh my gosh. And also another thing, I mentioned this during my reactions, and I have to point it out now. This show does such a good job with tableaus. If you don't know what I mean by a tableau, I mean like when they get a really good shot, like a character about to make a punch, or like Viktor sitting there healing the people, and they take their time with it, right? Like where it actually looks like a portrait, where it looks like something that you would hang on your wall. I feel like a lot of these action-heavy shows are frantic in terms of the action, and they're going all over the place, and they don't actually just stop and take the time to absorb what's actually happening. And I feel like even in the most frantic of fight sequences so far in season 2, they're at least taking the time to go, oh, this is something that you're gonna think is important, or oh, this is a shot that we manufactured to look really cool. You wanna take this one in for a second. And again, pairing the slow motion like sparingly with the music, I think was just so well done. And again, pairing things with the music, that moment with the gas at the beginning of episode 3, right after you got the thing from Zahn's point of view and then the Piltover point of view, episode 3 was kind of like where everything was mixed. And that moment at the beginning of episode 3 where they use that 2D animation to make the gas, but then blend it with the stuff with 3D. And then even like the way that I know they animated it the same way in season 1 of Arcane as well, but the way they animate all of Jinx's like graffiti effects too are just incredible. And then, okay, because I have to talk about it, the Ambessa twist. Dude, I didn't know what was happening with that witch in that little sequence. And to be quite frank, I still don't know what's happening because again, I don't play League. But the possibilities have my brain running wild in terms of where the story is going. And I watched the little preview of what's to come where you see Vi going like full goth girl where she's got like some biker outfit on or something and she's fighting in some underworld tournament or something, and then she comes face to face with Warwick, and then like the confirmation that like Vander is indeed the wolf, like the hound or whatever, what's his name, like that. It doesn't matter, it's fine, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna get hung up on the names because again, I'm not a League fan. So you're watching this from the perspective of someone who's like a casual viewer and enjoyer of these characters. Dude, like getting that confirmation and seeing those little bits and pieces and hints at the end of every episode with Singe sort of like putting this stuff together, him grabbing the wolf parts, and then the second episode him getting the heart, and then the third episode you see him like hanging over the top. Just, it was peak. It was peak. This entire thing, beginning to end, was peak. And again, I know this review was more rambling than me like sitting down and cohesively sharing my thoughts. But to be fair, like I don't feel like I want to do that. I feel like this is a hype type of show, and I just want to talk about it while it's fresh in my memory. The show is unreal. If you have not already watched season 2 of Arcane, go watch season 2 of Arcane. I think the next couple episodes are coming out on Saturday or something. I will probably stream those episodes again. If you don't want to miss my live reaction to those episodes, make sure you are following me on twitch.tv/RogersBase. And if you want to see all of my reactions to these first 3 episodes of season 2 of Arcane, you can also become a member at the Nakama tier and up here on YouTube, and you'll get access to the member drive with all the videos as well. So massive thank you to all of you guys for watching. Again, apologies for me being all over the place with this one, but it's so good. I forgot how good Arcane was. Again, like I knew it was good, but I forgot just how good. So like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye, everybody. Man.